Well, hello there, strangers, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Zion Aesthetic, and today is my first video in goddamn months. But I have a good reason to be back. I have some fancy stuff from the Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson collab. As you can see here, both of their logos. Ugh, cute as hell. So, yeah, I've been gone for a minute. Mostly just because I've been working on school and haven't been super excited about any of the new releases that have come out in the past while. I also haven't been keeping up quite as much, just sort of, doing my own funky thing. But I saw that Shane Dawson was coming back with his new series, and I've watched every episode so far. There is still another episode coming from what I've heard where they're going to talk about the sales and probably the stresses that came with the actual release of the palette. So I will get into that in a little bit, but I mostly just wanted to play around with this. I got this in yesterday, and it's been absolutely insanely difficult to not play with it, but I wanted to play with it first on camera, just so you guys could see all the imprints in the shades, so nothing was messed up, and so that it was still a fresh and fun experience for me. Before we get into the palette, I want to show you the other thing that I got from the collaboration, which I am very excited about. So I have not actually had a good mirror, period. I haven't had a good mirror. Well, I have a good, large mirror that's set up on my makeup station. It's like an impressions vanity mirror. It's got lights all around it. It's really nice, but I don't have a good handheld mirror, and I don't film at my makeup station just because the background in this room is a little bit cuter, a little bit, I don't know, more plain, I guess. You guys can focus on me a little bit more. It's a little less chaotic is what I'm trying to say. But I've always really wanted a good mirror, and oh my god, look how cute. So I picked this one up. It is the Black Pig from Shane Dawson's logo, and very cute. You guys can kind of see what's up. Hey, there's the rest of my makeup. But this thing is adorable. It's actually a lot bigger than I expected it to be. So this is what I'm going to be using mostly to apply my makeup with today, and oh my god, I'm so excited. It feels very tough, but also kind of fragile at the same time. I feel like if I dropped this, there's no going back. But it's also pretty thick, and the material on the back feels really nice. It's a good quality, almost acrylic feeling material. Yes, so this is the first thing that I got. I knew I had to get this when everything launched, just because, like I said, I've been looking for a mirror, and I just knew that it was for me. This one was almost, not quite, but almost as important for me to get as the Conspiracy palette. Speaking of which, this is the Conspiracy palette. If you can't tell, I'm very excited. I'm a little jumbled just because I'm so excited. The packaging, gorgeous. Drop dead goddamn gorgeous. I love the spirals. I was actually a little worried when they were first talking about planning the packaging that the spirals would feel a little bit too, one, Hot Topic, which they kind of mentioned in the series, but also almost, oh, what is that franchise? So You Want to Play a Game with the Doll. You guys know what I mean. Very early 2000s horror, kind of corny, cheesy vibes, and I just didn't feel as much as I love Shane and I love Shane's conspiracy moments, I just didn't feel that was necessarily a good fit. But I think with how thin these spirals are and with the gold lettering on top of it, it just looks absolutely gorgeous. And then this is 10 times more gorgeous than that even. So if you guys have kept up with the series, this is their final design that they decided on, designed by Andrew and Shane. I think mostly Andrew. I love the split, and then I'm going to get you guys in close. Shane Dawson's logo here, it actually sticks out. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but it sticks out a couple centimeters out from on top of the palette, and then the palette is shaped almost like a pyramid, with this being the center in the top of the pyramid. Packaging wise, I really think they killed this entire collection. I did not pick up the mini conspiracy palette, or the mini controversy palette, for a couple reasons. That one, I feel like the packaging is cute, but is not like 10 out of 10, holy shit, shank me. You know, like this is absolutely everything. That one is like a pretty nice packaging, cute little palette. This is like, I will literally use this as my grave. It could kind of work as a grave, actually. Also, the colors in the mini controversy were just not as much up my alley, and that's something that I want to get into next. The shades. I absolutely love just like every shade here. There are so many nice neutrals here. Like this whole area up here is a good neutrals. This cheese dust I will wear forever. This one's probably the most out there shade, food videos, but I still really want to give it a try. I don't know when, but maybe like under my lash line or something. And then they've got a bunch of really nice shimmers in here. And as you can see, they all have these really nice imprints on them. Like, oh, just beautiful. Like there's Shane Dawson's logo, Jeffree Star's logo, the pig, the same one that's on my mirror, the root beer. Oh my god, I am absolutely just blown away. Like, I haven't been more excited about the release of a makeup product maybe ever. Partially just to support Shane. I have always loved Shane. I've watched Shane since he was Shane Dawson TV, and I even have a shirt still that says Shane Dawson TV. I should have worn that today. I don't know if it still fits me, but that was when I was in, like, I guess freshman year of high school, and he was still doing all of his skits, somewhat problematic, but I was, you know, an edgy teen and I needed some edgy memes. So I've been a long-time viewer of Shane's, and to see him really blossom in these past couple years, and now to be at an extent where he has this beautiful physical makeup palette, which is like one of my biggest interests in the world is makeup. It all came together for me. Like, my heart pitter-pattered, and I had to get it. I'm not sure what sort of look I'm going to do today, but I'm going to kind of bust it out and take you guys along with me for the ride, and we'll sort of see how this goes. Oh, I don't want to mess up any of these stamps. They're so pretty. I just want to keep this forever. I think I'm going to go into My Pills, this very light pinky nude, and I'm just going to toss that over my entire base using one of Jeffree Star's brushes, the JS4. This one is a decent brush. I did review these brushes a while back, so if you are interested, you can go check that out. I did my entire face of makeup using only these brushes. There's definitely a little bit of fallout, but like pigmented fallout. Nothing major, nothing abnormal, and nothing that I'm upset about. This is a really pretty shade, actually. I hope that's picking up. It's like a little bit nude and a little bit pink. So like it definitely doesn't just look like your normal eye color, but it's a nude enough that you can set your whole eye with it and not have it just be like a pink mess all over your eye. Also gonna paint my hair a little bit to get it out of my face. I'm going to take a little bit of Tanacon, this shade right here. Oh, can you see that? This shade right here, and a little bit of Diet Root Beer right here. And I'm gonna kind of mix those together. I think I'm gonna start with Tanacon and do that a little higher and then mix them and kind of continue blending from there. Oh, I love the crying eye on the Tanacon shade. This shade is beautiful. Immediately pigmented, but it feels like it's blending out really easily into the My Pills shade underneath it. So I'm gonna get into a little bit of tea here. Jeffree, in my opinion, has some amazing quality eyeshadows for the price that he puts them at. And I know this palette is on sort of the higher end of things in the makeup world, but for the price, I feel like a lot of his shadows are really incredible. On the other hand, I have also had some experiences with some of his shadows where they kind of underperformed for me. And I think sometimes his formulas can be a little bit hit or miss. I think it just has to do with the pigment that is being used in that particular shade. And so I really was curious about how this one was going to turn out because it's such a high profile release. Like, I mean, definitely the most high profile makeup launch that Jeffree Star has ever done. And he's had some big makeup launches before, but this one just like kind of takes the cake because they have that whole series and Shane is involved and it's just this big sort of phenomenon collaboration. So I knew that Jeffree was going to try and pull out all of the stops and make some of his best quality eyeshadows to date, or at least I had a feeling. And so far they seem to be performing that way. Like, I love the Blood Sugar palette. Like, one of my all-time favorites. And even the nudes in there, or the neutrals, don't feel like they blend out quite as easily and quickly as these. Do you see that? It's just like perfectly... I'm barely blending. Like, I'm not taking 20 minutes to blend out all of the edges. It's kind of just doing it on its own with just a couple swipes. And like, we love that. We love that for ease of access. We love that for cute 10 out of 10 looks. We love that for trying to hurry before class, like your boy right now. Oh my god, I just keep putting more and more on. I love this shade so goddamn much. Okay, Miss Tana. Looking cute. What the fuck? What the fuck happened here? Holy shit. Alright, I'm gonna need to pause. I think my eyebrow attacked me. Wow, okay. Rest in peace, eyebrow. I think I fixed it. I don't know what's happening. The curse of the dead pig. Actually, it was a very similar color. It's a little spooky. Okay, I think that's a sign. TanaCon was a disaster. Using TanaCon ended up in a disaster for me. I'm gonna do a little Diet Root Beer. Kind of create a little bit of dimension. Okay, this is also a really nice color. It doesn't immediately blend out quite to the same extent that TanaCon did, but with just a couple more back and forths with the brush, I think that there won't be any issues. So now I'm going to hop into Cheese Dust, the orange shade, and I'm going to start layering that on the outer half of my eye and blend it up into the nudes that are in my crease. Wow, this really does look very cheesy. Does that look cute? I like it. This one, a little bit different to apply than the other ones that I've used so far. This one I found applies best if you just take a bunch and pack it in and then start blending it out. It just seems to retain a little bit more of its color, and it might just be because I layered so many nudes underneath it, but I feel like I kind of lose the pigment a little bit if I don't kind of pack it on before I start blending it out. Move this to the other side. So this is where we are at so far. Everything has been treating me very well. I have no real long-term complaints yet, which is great. The one that I'm worried about is food videos, that bright fluorescent yellow, which I'm going to put on my lower lash line. So we'll have to kind of go from there, see how that works. But next, I think I want to go into a shimmery shade, although I'm not sure which one here will go best with my look. I don't want to use Trish with this look. I don't think that that will go very well with the orange, even though they're next to each other in the palette. I just feel like that's not necessarily it for me anyway. Just a theory up here is really pretty, and that would kind of work, but I kind of want a little bit more of a pop, maybe? Something that I'm noticing just now is a lot of the shimmers in this palette are very, like, almost dark. Other than just a theory, there aren't very many like lighter toned shades. There's like spiraling, this dark brown. These two down here are both very dark. This one here is, it's not really dark, but it's like such an intense silver. And then the last shimmer shade I'm seeing here is this one, which also isn't necessarily dark, but it's just like a green. So I think we're kind of limited to our choices here because I want to put it on my inner lid and I don't want it to be darker than the rest of the eye. So I think I'm going to hop into Just a Theory. Wow. Okay, wow. That is so pretty. I'm into this one. But one thing I'm noticing about all of these shades is they're just so fun to layer and just put more and more and more and more on until you can't even open your eyelids anymore because it's just so much goddamn eyeshadow. Oh, I am loving this. Oh my god. I had a feeling I would like this, but I am loving this. Thank you, Shane. Thank you. Okay, so now that we are fully done with the top section of the eyes, I am going to hopefully not ruin the entire look and go into food videos, this yellow, and put this underneath my lash line. If this goes horribly wrong, we'll take it from there, but hopefully it will work out all right. I'm gonna take out my trusty Veramona color switch. Preparing for disaster. Okay. Wow, I suddenly am so nervous. All right, time for a literal highlighter on my face. Ooh, this one has a lot of fallout, which may be good or may be bad. Okay, well I can see it, so that's a great start. There's at least enough pigment in it that it's doing something, it's existing on my face. I'm gonna continue layering and see what it starts to look like. It's definitely something that you're gonna wanna layer and get enough pigment on your eye to really have that color come through, because if you don't pack enough pigment on with a shade like this, it kind of just looks like gross and tired. And that's not the look that I'm trying to have going into 2020. We've been there. That was my 2018. Is gross and tired. I'm gonna throw on some lashes, throw on some mascara, do all that good jazz, and see sort of what it ends up turning into once I have my full eye look. So, I'm gonna go do that real quick, and I will be right back with the completed eye look. Okay, here is the finished eye look. This is how it looks with some lashes on, some lower lash mascara, just kind of finishing everything up. I'm really loving it, honestly. I think that the yellow started to work as soon as I put the lower lash mascara on. I think that with these big lashes on top, the orange and the shimmery like pinky shade works really well. Honestly, I'm like ready to go to class and kind of like kill the game. First, I'm gonna put on a little bit of lipstick. I think for this one, let's see, what do I have? I have some Jeffree Star lip liners, so I figured we'd bust those out. Maybe Celebrity Skin? Is that cute or nah? Yeah, I think that'd be cute. So I'm gonna throw on some Celebrity Skin real quick, and then I'll give sort of my final thoughts on the palette as a whole. And there, I think, is my completed look using the Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson Conspiracy palette, helpfully aided by the cutest goddamn mirror in the entire world. I really enjoyed this. Honestly, I had a feeling I would, like I said. I had a lot of experience with Jeffree Star's eyeshadows, and I had a feeling because this was such a huge launch that he was not going to slack or cut any corners. I know he just came out with like a palette with Morphe, and that one, from what I've heard from really close friends and from what I saw myself when I swatched it, just underperformed for me. All of the shades weren't equally as beautiful or even up to some of the standards that I'd seen from the Jeffree Star brand before. And I know it's a little bit cheaper, but even with some of his, own palettes from his own website, I think that there's a little bit of a range in quality. This one, I was a little worried about it. I had a feeling it was going to go all right, but honestly, it blew me out of the water. If you guys can see, all of these shades are incredibly pigmented. They blended out incredibly well. Even the yellow below the lash line took a minute to kind of settle with me, but I think I really enjoy the way that it looks just as a finished product. And it even, like, being a neon yellow, it even blended out really well. I recommend this. I know it's sold out now. There's going to be a restock from, to my knowledge, early 2020. So if you guys have the chance at all, definitely try to get this. This is like my most recommended thing in forever. I haven't had a makeup product that's just like kind of blown me away quite so much as this in a very, very long time. Also, if you have not seen the series that Shane Dawson did with Jeffree Star, it's on Shane Dawson's channel. Go check that out. It's so interesting. It follows the entire process of building this palette from the ground up, from the idea to coming up with shades, to mixing shades, to trying to time everything right, to the packaging. It's a really interesting sort of deep dive into what goes behind building a makeup product, and it's something that we've never seen before as the consumer. So I highly recommend it. I will leave a link to the first video in the series down in the description bar below. Please don't forget to check that out. Also, if you enjoyed me and would like to see more of me or go see some of my older videos, please don't forget to subscribe down there. If you want to give this video a like, you can. I'd appreciate it, but of course, it's up to you as always. And yeah, honestly, 10 out of 10. This is Zion Aesthetic approved. Big little stamp. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a really wonderful time trying out this palette. Anyway, that is going to do it for this review of the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star Conspiracy palette. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this video finds you all very well and happy and thriving and living your best goddamn life wherever you may be in this great big wide world. And I hope to catch you on my next video. Bye!